I think the Mana Whenua Project will benefit across the board. Board of Trustees of Marei, Board of Trustees for Whānau Trust especially, Ahu Whenua Trust definitely, but absolutely it will benefit. Anyone that wants to develop their skills in governance, businesses, should do this project.
I've been involved with the Kaukau Trust and as an Ahu Whenua trustee since 1991. And I was brought into the fold of trustees by whānau at that particular time, which of course has led to a number of considerations in terms of, one, this is a huge estate of lands. It has immense opportunity and of course a central role of being governor, that is to be an Ahu Whenua trustee over these sorts of lands. You look towards optimising and utilising the land to the fullest degree. Well, for myself personally, I saw a very credible organisation through people such as Shona and Dr. Karen Cooper. I mean, they bring a wealth of experience and knowledge, particularly around organisations to build capacity and develop organisations. Why we went to Shona? Well, another very good reasons is that her business was called Hini Money Solutions. It's from the hapu ilk. So it was clear in our minds that there are not too many organisations, particularly organisations that are based in Hastings, to provide the specific targeted support that we were requiring.
I've been on the Motu Estate Trust, was initiated in 1993. Prior to that, in 1992, a lot of the land was underutilised. Some of the whānau got together and discussed the ability for us to utilise that land more productively. So in late 92, a group of our whānau met with Te Puni Kōkiri and the then iwi organisation Te Runanga o Ngāti Kahununu, and they started doing soil tests, looking at the amount of land that we currently had available for the project, which today has become the Motu Estate Trust, a 42-hectare block planted in vineyards.
We were first offered by Hini Money Solutions the opportunity to be involved in the training. So we agreed to do the training because it doesn't hurt to learn something new or to review your current skills, and it doesn't hurt to develop in those areas as well. There's always something new that you can be learning, even though you think you know everything. There's always something, you know, you can learn from any training, really.
The new skills that I've gained from being on the project would be to take a lesser leadership role and become more of a group participant. But I've also learnt that you do have to have strong views if you're committed to the kaupapa, which is land utilisation, which was our first kaupapa, developing the land, longevity of the projects, and engaging with the next generation to bring them on to ensure that the transfer of knowledge doesn't start when you're 50 or 60, but it starts at a young age. So then our whānau are more confident and skilled to take on roles on Ahu Whenua Trust.
I acknowledge Hini Money Solutions. This is Shona Jones for arriving at an appropriate time to offer the trustees an opportunity to assess and evaluate their role and responsibilities. So what's come from that particular two areas of work, and let me just touch on our first encounter with Shona back in 2013. We were looking at options to increase productivity by developing an action plan. From out of that effort in 2013, probably the greatest tangible outcomes that were achieved in that term were around the types of business investigations that has led the Trust to investigate and become more proactively involved rather than passive in their relation to the Manuka bee honey industry arriving, and it has had a very significant positive effect in terms of opportunity for the Trust to pursue.
I'd just like to acknowledge MPI for resourcing this particular project that we just finished with Mana Whenua. I need to acknowledge from my own personal experience, my own personal perspective, that I was challenged by this project. I was challenged as to whether I knew enough or didn't know enough. But as we entered into the project and began to engage, and when I say we, I'm talking about the Aotearoa Sea Trust and my colleague trustees, the benefits began to accrue. The benefits of being able to communicate, talk to each other openly. I think that came down to the way that the whole of the project was facilitated by Shona Jones and Karen Cooper. And the benefits of that engagement was both ladies have wide experience in the business world, including agribusiness, and that allowed us as a group of trustees to engage a lot easier. The outcomes for the Trust, we're moving on. We have extended our business to include not just Manuka honey, but to move into more of the tourism and the tourism-driven business on land. But we need partners for that, and we need to go and do that partnership collaboration, in my view, is a bit more collective approach with colleague trusts and other organisations that neighbour us.
Hini Money Solutions provided governance training sessions. I felt that those were very, very timely, very, very beneficial, particularly around areas of knowing what risks are particularly in the area of high country tourism, hunting type activities that this particular estate is so well known for throughout the whole of the country. So risk analysis is a very, very important tool by which the trustees were taken through, facilitated by Hini Money Solutions, I think 2 or 3 training sessions around SIPO and investments, and also to provide a trustee evaluation form that would monitor and check how each of the trustees were performing, and I think that was a very, very useful tool.
We were able to grow personally, build our capacity, and look at long-term possible investments.